Hello, welcome to episode 7 of Pedalboard Preamp. Today we're looking at the MXR M108S 10-band EQ. Now this thing's really cool as you can shape other guitar pedals with it using its EQ function. It has a gain and volume circuit, so you can use it as an overdrive or boost pedal. One thing I like to do is use it with bass. So I'm using a Jackson JS1M, I believe. It's a very awesome bass. It plays amazing. So this is the bass that I use. It has the stock pickups in it. What I was doing was I was using this pedal to shape the pickup, as on more expensive basses, they'll have a lot of different functionality on the bass. This bass doesn't have all those different options. So this pedal gives me some more options. That's what I was using it for. But in truth, there's so many other things to do. So it has the two outputs there. That gives you a bunch of different options. The reason why I have it set up right now is because I wanted to demo some other things as well. But having multiple outputs opens the doors to a lot of different possibilities. So you're seeing that I'm using the Radial Big Shot and I have the two outputs there. The reason why is one of them is going to the Axe effects, and I'm able to toggle back and forth with that pedal on both tones. So I thought that might be a cool thing to check out. So output A is going to the Axe effects, as I just said. So then output B is going from the tube screamer to the EQ, to the noise suppressor, to the MXR radar, and then out to my audio interface. So you got the Axe effects and this pedal board setup, and I'm able to toggle between the two of them or use both at the same time. Now with just the MXR pedal, I could have both, but I'm not able to toggle unless I go into the DAW. This way, it keeps it on the pedal board. I'm using my LTD. It has Seymour Duncans. They are passives. It's the JB and 59 combo, classic combo. Probably familiar with it. Also, before I forget, if you've seen my channel, you see I've done a lot of Swola entries. You're probably familiar with Ola England, and I probably mispronounced his name, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, if you're not, he's trying to get to 1 million subs. I'm putting the word out in this video. I'm going to link his channel below. He's a big reason in inspiring me to get back into YouTube, and I've been having a lot of fun. Wanted to just give him a shout out and say, thank you. And also look for my Swolas every single week, as long as that's going on, because I'm having a good time with that. One thing that's really cool about that, and anyone that's watching this, you can go and grab those drums and start making your own videos, tag and upload it on YouTube, and he might feature you as well. It's a good way of challenging yourself, commit to not only finishing a project, but also trying out all of the different gear that you have and different options. There's a lot of free stuff. I'm going to start making videos on free stuff because you don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money. I would actually prefer to show more of that kind of stuff that's more openly accessible to people than more expensive stuff. We got the Tube Screamer and the MXR. I figured, we might be able to use that as a boost going in and see what happens there. But what's cool about this is I can create a tone exactly how I want it. I got two clean tones here. And so that's just the Axe effects right now. I'm going to toggle that over. Okay, and that's the signal chain, and it's totally flat, and the Tube Screamer's off, as you can see. And my guitar's out of tune. It's a Floyd Rose, so that's bound to happen. Let's just pretend that that's not the case right now, and I'm just going to go along with it. First thing we obviously have to do is turn the gain all the way up, so let's just do that. Okay, and it just got louder. So like I was saying before, it's not a distortion if you thought it was a distortion. It's really more of a boost, but very cool that it's there. So I'm going to turn that back down. Let's turn it all the way down and see what happens. Okay, so a little bit of signal still going through. Now I'm just going to cycle through the EQ bands so you can hear that. I'm on the bridge pickup, by the way. So Yeah, this is the very nerdy and very boring part. So I am also going to check out the bass guitar. So if you're interested in that, that's at the end of the video. And of course, I am going to turn on that tube screamer. But yeah, let's continue what we're doing. Trying to share, some of the things I picked up along the way. One thing I wanted to talk about is how this thing can cut 500 hertz out of something. That's very useful. Also, if you wanted to like get a little bit more low end on like a clean sound, another really great pedal for doing something like that, or taking that stuff out. It's up to you. But yeah, like I said before, the ability to shape things is very cool. Having that before the amp, and also having the volume and gain controls so you can get the exact signal that you want into your amp or into an IR. So something to think about. Okay, I'm just going to check out those last couple frequencies real quick, frequency bands. Get dangerous, so I'm not going to go all the way. I think we know what volume does, but yeah, it's plus and minus 12 decibels. One other thing I wanted to mention is that runs on 18 volts. I believe it also runs on 9 volts, but when it runs on 18 volts, those blue LEDs are very bright, which is kind of weird because you have to look at the pedal in order to make the adjustments, so you're blinded in the process. If I was in a scenario where I'm using this pedal in a live situation, I would try and actually get like a pedal tray or something where you can just keep the pedals off the stage and maybe like behind a rack or something where they're secure. No one's gonna like bump into them and change your settings. Of course, in the spirit of this series, if you're just trying to create like a little pedal board that you can gig with, that works too. Take a bunch of pictures of your settings so you have them on your phone. Okay, so next thing, we're gonna turn on the tube screamer. Yeah, this is basically a clean guitar episode. If you couldn't tell already, you're not getting much distortion out of these pedals. But like I was saying before, the ability to be able to shape your clean tone is very cool. And let's do that right now. Okay, so it's clearly better. Now I'm going to turn off the noise suppressor. I'm not seeing anything on the meters. I mean, it's a clean tone, so I'm not throwing that much gain at it. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, so yeah, when I adjust the overdrive on the tube screamer, the meter in my DAW is changing. I believe that's raising the noise floor. I could be wrong on that. I think that's what's happening. So there is a tiny bit of noise. It's a clean tone though, so you're not going to get that much noise coming from it. It's also very loud going into my DAW, way louder than I would want it to be. I try and go for like the 6 mark on the meter. So bring that down a little bit, because we just boosted all those different frequency bands. And I'm sure, having my tuner on this whole time, everyone's just like, just get the tune right. Just get it in tune. So these are old strings. So really what needs to happen is I need to change my strings. I'm due for that. If you need help working on a Floyd Rose guitar, or you have any kind of questions about Floyd Rose guitars, let me know in the comments. Haven't made any videos on that stuff yet, but I've been working on my own guitars basically since I started playing. I was lucky to have a few older kids growing up that were already playing guitar, and they shared everything they knew with me. You couldn't just go on YouTube or go online and search a question and you get the answer. You had to go meet somebody and talk to them. That's one of the reasons I'm making this channel. Let's check out a few more settings. So let's say you want an effect for a part of a song where you cut all of the low end out of a clean part. So a quick and easy way to do that without doing it in post. You capture the tone that way. Now there's positives and negatives to doing it that way. If you're doing it in post, you have the options of changing it. But the thing is that if you capture it how you want it going in, it's less work. You might find it easier to get that final result. It's really up to you which way you want to do it, but just wanted to mention that. That's pretty cool. Let's throw a little gain in there and see what happens. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Radial also makes another piece of equipment. I don't have it, but it allows you to reamp guitar pedals. There's a lot of different things you could do right there. It's an EQ. It's not necessarily just a guitar pedal. Now, let's hear both tones because this is where things get interesting and something that I mentioned before where if you blend 2 different tones together, you can get some really cool things happening and they're very unique. It's very much situational to that moment. Right now I have the pedal board going into my interface. That's one channel. And then I have the Axe Effects output and a DI output as 2 other channels. And the reason why is because that is going into a sidechain gate in the DAW. I don't really need it for a clean tone, but that's just how I have the Axe Effects set up, so I just record it that way. And I like to be able to capture a DI. You should always be capturing DIs. If you want to work with that audio again, you have that performance. Let's check out both amps now. And I realize I'm just flipping everyone off. Sorry about that. Whoops. Yeah, I realized I should have got that to a more flat response. Okay, so this is the Axe Effects by itself. There's obviously a big volume difference there too, but I can fix that. Okay, so you got both tones. to bring up the Axe effects. Start adding some distortion on one, but then keeping the other one clean. And now you have a very unique tone. Okay, so I'll shape the pedal board side a little bit here. So we're going to bring out some of that very low end because you don't need that on a guitar. We'll bring up the 125 hertz. Bring this volume down a little bit since it just skyrocketed. Okay, let's check out the neck pickup. Now, you could do a lot of different things here, and let's just see what happens. So I'll push this. Okay, and that's obviously way too loud. This is going to be a great video of me flipping off the camera the whole time. Okay, so as you can see, that gives you a bunch of options in shaping your tone. What I want to do now is I want to check out the bass. Now I have the bass guitar, so let's check this out real quick. Different patch, obviously, on the Axe effects now. Got a bass patch. Now that's both. Okay, and that's just the pedal board side of the signal chain. that's both blended together now. And doing it this way gives you more flexibility later because you have the two separate tones, so then you have two separate volumes, and you can adjust those to get the exact amount of either tone that you want in the final sound. That is the MXR M108S 10-band EQ. Very cool pedal. There's so many different ways to use guitar pedals. You'd be surprised trying out different things. You'll find something cool. It becomes very much something that you created. All right, have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.